51 days. The countdown begins between you and the dream you have been chasing for years. And what you do during these 51 days will decide whether you're going to your dream college and getting your dream branch or wasting another year chasing your dream. Hi, I'm Dr. Adarsh, MS General Surgery, and I had secured a NEET PG rank of 135 in NEET 21. And in my first attempt, my rank was 1,22,000. Now, how I did it and what strategy you need to follow during these last few days is what is gonna define your rank. Well, NEET PG got postponed again, nothing new, but the frustration remains the same. That doesn't change. You've been preparing for for almost a year, keeping June as a deadline, but suddenly NBE decides to postpone the exam to August 3rd, almost 2 months ahead. But this could be your chance to shine and get that dream rank of yours, secure your dream branch in your dream college. Now, what should be your strategy during these last few days? Is what I'm gonna decode in the upcoming minutes. Now let's divide this timeline of 51 days into three groups. Okay, the first 30 days, the next 15, and the last 6. And the students preparing for this are also of three categories. The first category are the students which are being preparing for years and almost ready. Then their frustration level is very high. The second group are interns, which squeezing time between their duties and studies. And the third group are the people who are still trying to prepare or half-heartedly preparing. The group which is preparing from almost a year. I suppose you have made your own notes, you have revised a couple of times, and your frustration level is the highest among these three groups, and you're stressed right now. You're trying to calm down. Your mind is in chaos. What are you supposed to do now? How are you supposed to get that rank? Maybe you're not performing well in your GTs or whatever you're studying. You're not able to recollect or remember. Now relax. You guys are the group which have the highest potential to get that top rank, top 10 even. You just need to stay calm, believe yourself, and do the following steps. For the first 30 days, all you have to do is revise your notes in depth, not superficially, in depth. Read your notes or watch rapid revisions from Marrow of the Platter for a month, because you can watch it in 1.8x or 2x rapidly. Go through your notes for I think 8 to 10 hours a day. You can do that, and the remaining 2 hours, what you're supposed to do is solve custom modules, at least two custom modules of 40 MCQs each, and keep a timer of 42 minutes. Now, why is this important? Because now your NEET PG pattern is such that you have 200 questions and there are 5 time slots of 42 minutes each with 40 questions. In that 42 minutes, you're supposed to solve those 40 questions and you cannot come back to that slot. Remember, once you're done. So you have to train your brain in such a way that in 42 minutes, you have to solve those 40 questions with ease, at least 2 per day. If you are able to do 3, that's very much better. But 2 custom modules of 40 MCQs with a timer of 42 minutes, and give it in exam mode, not normal mode. And after you give it, take 15 minutes to review the questions. Don't focus much about how many correct did you get, how many wrong did you get. It's going to train your brain to such an extent that during the exams you will not get stuck. So in short, the first 30 days, revise your 19 subjects notes in depth by using either rapid revisions or revision videos from Marrow or Ladder, and don't forget 40 MCQ custom modules, at least 2 per day. Minimum 2 is the bare minimum, or 3 or 4 is up to your choice. So do this for one entire month, and don't forget to give a GT every 5th day. This is what's gonna make the difference between a good rank and an average rank. You have to practice GT in such a manner that you are simulating the exam. Give it in a computer, laptop, take a mouse, sit in a quiet environment, and without distractions for 210 minutes, you have to give the GT every 5 days without any doubt. And don't bother too much about what rank did you get from there or how many correct did you get, because you're just practicing. These first 30 days are just for practice. Don't focus too much on the rank, mock rank that GT gives you. But one thing you have to focus on is whether your GT scores are improving or they're constant or they're declining. Well, if they're improving, very well, that's well done, you're progressing. If they're constant, you need to analyze your GT scores. Which subject are you lacking and what mistakes are you making? Make a note. What were the mistakes you have made? Was it a conceptual mistake? Was it a silly mistake? Or did you make that mistake in panic? You found a question which you thought was something new, but in reality, it was a very simple question. You got a long clinical vignette and seeing that you panicked, but in reality, it was a very simple concept, very simple question. So you need to focus on what is your mistake exactly. So the next time you don't repeat it. So you have to train your brain in such a way that you have to avoid these mistakes. A question comes, your brain subconsciously tells you, yeah, last time you had made this mistake, this time be careful. So this is what you have to follow in the GT strategy, and definitely your ranks are gonna be in the increasing order. So during the next 15 days, you focus on all the volatile subjects, all the short subjects and volatile subjects. Just keep revising those, and your main focus should be custom modules and GTs. And during this period, you'll increase the frequency of GTs, and you give GT every 3 days. So that's 5 GTs in the next 15 days. And this time, you focus on your marks and rank as well. This time, you're not going to make a mistake. You have to make an effort that you have to reduce your errors to the minimum as possible. In your NEET PG paper, there are going to be at least 10 to 15 questions which you're not supposed to attempt. Those are going to be very high level questions that they're going to be SS super specialty level questions which you would have no idea about, and only I think top 20 top 30 rankers would have attempted it and they would have got it correct. You need to be careful about those questions because that's what's gonna drop your rank down. Now, how do you analyze these GT scores? How do you analyze the questions after giving rank test? You need not analyze all the 200 questions. You need to focus first on what mistakes have you done. All the questions you have made wrong is what you have to focus first. Then you can go and just go through the correct questions, go through whether you knew it or you guessed it and how did you arrive at the answer. So by doing this, you subconsciously train your brain for the real exam. When the real thing comes in front of your monitor, you're not panicking. Your nerves are steady. You know, yes, this is what I practiced for and this is what I'm going for. You see a question, you're calm, you analyze the question, and then you solve the MCQ. The last 6 days is when you'll have a photographic memory of your notes. You rapidly go through the notes and you need to have photographic memory, because believe me, this is how I got my NEET PG rank 1,22,000 to 135, because the photographic memory is what's going to help you the most during solving MCQs. Suppose karo there's an MCQ in front of your screen and you're reading the question, then if you have photographic memory, your mind will open your notes and pinpoint to the exact same location where you have written that, made a notes of that topic, and those words will be in front of your eyes. The question answer will be in front of your eyes, and you will not make a mistake in choosing the correct answer. So the last 6 days, photographic memory of your notes is what you're going to do. And along with that, please don't stop practicing custom modules. Increase the frequency of your custom modules from 5 to 6 as much as possible. Train your brain for that 42 minutes 40 question ka slot, because exam mein to wahi hai, 5 slots for 40 questions and 42 minutes for each slot. So the more you practice, the more better your rank gets. So this was for serious preparers. Now, interns, how are you supposed to approach this 51 days? The first 30 days, you're supposed to concentrate on your core subjects. You can either watch rapid revision videos of these or read the ready-made notes or printed marrow notes. The next 15 days, you can focus on short subjects. Again, you can either rapid revision videos or you can read printed notes. But the GT and custom module strategy remains the same. During the first 30 days, give a GT every 5 days, and during the next 15 days, give a GT every third day. And custom modules are also similar. 2 to 3 custom modules are compulsory, and however much you can increase, it's based on your capacity. The last 6 days, you are going to practice as many MCQs as possible, and you can solve previous year MCQs and give one GT during the last 6 days. So what giving GT during the last 6 days does is it will keep your brain in the same loop. One instruction I want to give to those preparing seriously is do not give a GT during the last 6 days. Why? I'll tell you. If the GT goes wrong or if your score comes low, your confidence level will drastically fall down, and mind you, your rank will also fall down. So don't make this mistake of giving a GT, but rather increase the custom modules in the last few days, last 6 days that is. Now, for the third group, which are newbies and half-hearted preparers, for the first 30 days, you're supposed to concentrate on the core subjects. You can watch the videos of the previous year questions and focus more on those topics which have been frequently asked. So this is your strategy for the first 30 days. During the next 15 days, you can just focus on the previous year questions of the volatile subjects or short subjects. Watch the previous year questions, at least 3 to 4 years questions, and then make a list of all the topics that have been frequently asked, all the concepts that have been frequently asked. Try focusing on those. Remember, your GT and custom module strategy remains the same, similar as the previous two groups, but during the first 30 days you're going to focus on the core subjects, and during the next 15 days you're going to focus on the short subjects. Just the previous year question is fine, and just the important concepts and important topics is far than enough for you. And during the last 6 days you can practice at least one or two GTs and focus more on custom modules, and revise once whatever topics or whatever concepts you've been focusing on during these last 6 days. So that's going to be a good strategy for you to boost your ranks really high. And for everyone, the last 24 to 48 hours are very crucial. What are you supposed to do during this time? This is the time when you do not focus on new topics or do not learn anything new during these last 48 hours. What you're supposed to do, you're supposed to have good night's sleep, at least 8 hours, eat well, relax, listen to good music, and make sure you're exam ready. Calm down your nerves, and with full confidence, you need to assure yourself that you've got this. You have prepared enough. Don't compare yourself with what your peers have done, and go and give the exam confidently. Definitely, you will get your dream rank.